Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Mercury retrograde reading for you. Now, this Mercury retrograde is going to be from February 17th to March 10th, and we're going to be seeing how it will be affecting you and what to look out for during this time. Now, if the reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's just dive right in now and see what this time period holds for you. I'm going to be shuffling your botanical oracle cards, connecting with spirit. And if any of these decks resonate with you, they'll all be in the description box below. So how will Taurus be affected by the Mercury retrograde of February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. This one right here, enjoy. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. And this one right here, patience. I like that. Patience, because what you will enjoy and what you do enjoy will be coming to you. And then we have your spirit animal cards. So how will Taurus be affected by the February 17th to March 10th Mercury retrograde? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, okay, let me go grab that one. I do apologize about my brace on my hand. It does make shuffling a bit cumbersome, but I hurt my thumb rather badly. So, it's just going to have to be endured for this time being. All right, and let's see what the chakra cards have to say. How will Taurus be affected by the February 17th to March 10th Mercury retrograde? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, fantastic. So this one we have the I am presence and relationships. We do have truth, and I'll put that in there just because it really does seem like Spirit wants that one to come out. Okay. And let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Taurus be affected by the February 17th to March 10th Mercury retrograde? How will Taurus be affected by the February 17th to March 10th retrograde? How will Taurus be affected by the February 17th to March 10th Mercury retrograde? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. So we have the Page of Swords, which makes perfect sense because a Mercury retrograde really does have to do with communication. That's why I have communication up here. And you have another throat chakra energy coming through, so that's really big. You have the King of Clubs, which is an air sign energy, not an air sign, I do apologize, a fire sign energy, an Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. Then you have the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Swords, the Magician, oh, I love that, at your root, the Chariot, okay, that's a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd, and the King of Cups, a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. Then we have Justice, which is a Libra energy shining through, Wheel of Fortune, everything changing, and the 8 of Clubs, things moving quickly. Okay. I like that. All right. So we're going to start with your botanical oracle cards. And you have here the strawberry and you have the trout lily. So the strawberry is talking about enjoying, and it's talking about sweetness and beauty. Now, the key for you, Taurus, during this Mercury retrograde is to look at relationships more closely. That's what this Mercury retrograde is going to be doing for you. You're going to be looking at relationships more closely. You're going to be looking at what you want more closely. And you're going to be really looking at what you enjoy from life more closely. And as you do so, you need patience because things will be evolving the way that you want them to, the way that you've seen them. But it can't be rushed. And as you look at things more closely, more clearly, you're going to see that a purge is going to be happening around you when it comes to relationships, when it comes to what you want. Because here, when it comes to communication and when it comes to really what you desire within this time period, truth is going to be paramount to you. You do not want to be dealing with anyone or anything that isn't truthful to you, that doesn't care, that is just kind of, pulling you along kind of by the nose. You're really going to get frustrated with that type of sentimentality. So you have here the bee spirit, which says sweet results await. And as you embrace the sweetness that you want in your life, you're going to see that it also takes a lot of hard work. And during this hard work and this dedication, you're going to find that you're clearing out the relationships that only take and take and take and never give, never help you move forward, never bring you to the beauty that you want. And this is also in Celtic mythology, the bee represents paradise. So here you're moving closer and closer to paradise. You're going to have moments. It's not going to be the whole time period, of course, because this is a Mercury retrograde. This is a time of, communications being a bit harder, things seeming not to go right all the time. This is going to lead you to a time of sweetness like honey on your lips. So it really is going to be something beautiful for you, but it is just going to take a bit of time, a bit of patience. So here we have the throat chakra. Now, I did set up listening and communication because that's what Mercury retrograde is all about. It is about a sense that nobody's listening, a sense that communications can get all jumbled, and all forms of communication. It's not just talking to somebody, it's text messaging, it's emails, it's, documents, it's sitting there and thinking you've conveyed something really clearly to a person, and them saying, I don't understand you. No, you didn't make that clear. No, you never said that. Because they're also going to be in their heads a lot. Why? Because this Mercury retrograde starts in Pisces and it ends in Aquarius. So with this starting in Pisces, this is a time of a lot of emotions coming forward. That's why relationships and the way you interact with people, Taurus, is going to be so important to you. You're a very sensitive person. You really come from the heart. And as you do so, you want people around you who are going to have your back. So you're really looking at relationships and you're seeing about the communication. You're seeing those people who intuitively understand you and who you don't have to put so much time and so much effort into. Yes, all relationships are a lot of work, whether it just be a casual relationship with somebody that you talk to at work or when you go to the grocery store, or it's a more, personal relationship. Relationships are work. People are work. And you're more than willing to put in the work, but you are not willing to deal with people who twist your words. You're not willing to deal with people who give you nothing in return, who take and take and take. This is also going to be a very important time for you to listen to what you want, to listen to the way that you want to move forward and the place that you really want to be. Because you're going to find that this Mercury retrograde, it has you paying attention more to your words, to what you desire, to the way that you want to move forward. And as you do so, truth is really going to be your balancing act. Truth when it comes to your passion, what you are creating in the now, and to what you are creating spiritually, the way that you want to move forward. The I am presence is going to help you in relationships, because the relationships here are taking root. And I love the whimsicalness of this chakra card. Now, we have the throat chakra located in the center of the throat. The solar plexus chakra is located in the lower abdomen. And the crown chakra is located at the top of the head. If you heal and cleanse these chakras, or just listen to a chakra cleanse on YouTube, or, just simply visualize yourself in harmony and the golden light of spirit shining through you, you will really do wonders for these chakras. You don't have to be so meditative about them if you don't have time, or if you feel rather frustrated and scattered with things. Though it would really help if you could just sit quietly for a few minutes or just a few breaths and see yourself, especially when it comes to your sacral chakra, because that's the chakra that deals with relationships, flexibility, creativity, inspiration, it really, sexuality, sensuality, it's really going to help you move forward, pleasure and passion in what you desire, in where you want to be. So here, if you can only focus on one, I would focus on your sacral chakra, which sounds counterintuitive because Mercury retrograde is all about communication. So you would think the throat chakra would be key, but that's not what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing here is that if you are in harmony with yourself and not letting past hardships, pains, pains, disappointments weigh you down, you're going to be able to handle this retrograde with so much more grace and with the level of grace and power that you really truly want. Now, at the heart of everything right here is the Page of Swords. Again, communication. Page of Swords, air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have a strong Libra presence here with Justice coming in. All right. And there is a sense of you being a student of what you desire, really looking at your mind, at what you want to create, at what you're focusing on, having that come into alignment with your heart. Why is that important? Because we are all emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we need to have our heart be center and forefront in the way that we move forward and into the place that we want to be. So as you're cutting through doubts and fears, as you're looking at what you desire, you claim your space more openly and honestly with yourself. And you really are empowering you to move forward. This is also going to be secrets being revealed, things that people want to keep in the dark, really coming to the light. Now, keeping things in the dark doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It might be the secrets are just things that they find really private about themselves and they don't want to share it. So I don't want you to think that, oh my gosh, something horrible is going to happen and, I'm not going to be able to move forward the way that I want to, or, something terrible is going to be revealed. No, it could also be something with a person who you really love, okay, but is really learning a lot during this time. It's something that keeps them up at night, and this can be revealed to you, and you sit there, and it could be a bigger deal in their head to them than it is in yours, and so it can be being rather dismissive when it is revealed. It's like, oh, okay, that's no big deal, because it's no big deal to you, but to them it's a huge deal, and they'll internalize it and they'll make a whole big deal out of it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was being supportive. It's not something that you even have to worry about. I'm there for you. And so just be mindful of that, because I do see for some of you Taurians, this is going to be the way that things move forward, where you're like, oh my gosh. But it's also that as you are studying, learning, understanding what you desire in the way that you want to move forward, there's going to be something here that you're worried about, because in this triangle right here, the head of the triangle is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is worries and doubts and fears. And here she's before an altar. It's kind of like you can pray it away, but this isn't about having external forces, even divinity helping you. This is within your own mind. And so as you are moving forward towards things, and as you're looking at what you want and what you really love in life, you have to see that you are ending a cycle. And I love this line right here. I know I'm jumping, so do bear with me, but you have 2 tens. Now, tens are a completion of a cycle. And as you have this completion of a cycle come in, during this time, Taurus, you are going to be a king, because you have the King of Cups and you have the King of Clubs, the King of Wands. This is being that actor upon that stage. This is being the person who is seen, who is heard. And during this time, you're going to see that everything is changing. Everything is shifting. This is why also you are a student of your mind, because during this retrograde, what I loved, I remember hearing somebody say, and I forget who it was or where I was when they said it. They said, everybody fears Mercury retrograde. They sit there and go, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. But it's actually a time where we're supposed to really focus on our communications and the way that we connect with one another. Because as we do so, it calls into mind to really take and value your communications, to take and value the way you talk with people, the way you embrace people into your life, and that's through words. That's how we communicate. And it's also through sight, another way that communication is done. So here you are taking and valuing what you truly want and how it is projected to others. And the whole world is changing. You're seeing yourself go into a new season. Life is doing a 180. And it can be that you do a 180 after this Mercury retrograde, that you're going through the twists and the turns from the 17th to the 10th of March. And as you go through these twists and turns, doubts, fears, apprehensions are coming up. But then when you are where you want to be, you feel yourself protected, you feel yourself taken care of, you feel yourself empowered. And this leads you to being a king of your passion, a king of what you desire. I do see a great deal of help coming from a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or somebody who is very passionate, very driven, very focused. And then we have here the Justice card, again, a Libra energy, time frame September 23rd to October 22nd. This is cutting through doubts and fears. This is knowing your mind. This is being just with yourself as you embrace your passion. There is this sense of being seen, being heard, and really looking at things more closely. And as you do so, your passion guides you, your passion leads you forward. You're looking at your relationships and you're seeing, what do I get out of this? It's not saying that you only have to keep the relationships that you can see, that you get something out of. It's not being greedy about things, but you're really looking at things and saying, am I being drained? Is this relationship just? Am I making the right decision? Do know that during this time, making any really big decisions of, oh, I'm cutting this person out and stuff like that, that's not going to go so well. But during this time, surrounding yourself, because it is such a sensitive, emotional time, because we start in Pisces, by embracing this time of emotional understanding, of sensitivity to yourself, connecting spiritually to those around you, and really wanting to surround yourself with those who build you up and move you forward. That's going to be the best thing for you as you cut through doubts and fears. As you know your mind and you know your power, you will be sitting more securely on your throne. You're also going to be very inclined to defend and upkeep what you are passionate about. You're also going to take offense, and this isn't anything bad, but it's something to be mindful of people who are going against your passions, going against what you have worked so hard to create. So do be mindful of that you might be a bit sharp-tempered or sharp-tongued around those type of people who sit there and say, oh no, it should be this way, oh no, it should be that way. So that is something to be mindful of. As you embrace your passion, just beauty comes into your life. And then we move to the magician, okay? The magician is having that power, standing before the altar of your existence, saying, as above, so below. As I think it, so it becomes. As I believe it, so it is. And as you use the power of your I am presence, as you use the power of your mind, as you know your truth, and you really embrace your heart, you're going to see that things start to change. You're going to see that you really start to move forward towards what you desire and towards where you want to be. And the change can happen, again, rather quickly. And so it can be too much. And you need to step back, because the change brings upheaval. And as you are embracing this change, as you know this change, there is also going to be doubts and fears that come with it, and a sense of not trusting your words, not trusting the way that you want to move forward, not trusting a lot of things about yourself, where Spirit is saying here, no, trust, but move slowly. Move very mindfully during this time, because you have the ability to be the charioteer. Now, the charioteer, again, Cancer energy, a time frame June 21st to July 22nd. You are moving forward towards what you want. You have the day and the night coming together. So you're going to find that inspiration is with you a lot of the time during this time frame, during this retrograde. You can also find that you have a bit of trouble with a Cancer energy, because there is going to be a sense here of you being very practical about things. All right, you have that earth sign energy. You're very grounded, very connected with your emotions, the way that you want to move forward. And you might have somebody who comes in, Taurus, who is very emotional, and not emotional in that good way, not emotional in that way that you like, because you do like people who are passionate, who are emotional, who, can voice their opinions about things and really come from that place of the heart, because you respect that in people. But this is somebody who's too much. This is like a telenovela. This is like somebody who is just, it's overdone. It is just like over the top. And you're like, how can somebody have this much drama in their lives? They don't have to be a Cancer, though they may be, because they have a tendency to charge forward. And this is going to be somebody who's reckless. Now, this can also be with relationships, saying, don't just charge forward. Don't just, be reckless with emotions during this time, because the battle scars that are left, the wake of a chariot coming through and plowing down men is very intense, especially if you think of it as a weapon. Or in the Colosseums, they used to race the chariot around. And, chariot races, kind of like NASCAR racing, right? And so it can be dangerous. It can be very intense. So just being mindful with your emotions as you are moving forward, because you have here the Nine of Swords, worry, doubt, fears, something that doesn't feel like you'll be able to complete it, something that feels like, you're always going to be overthinking, it's always going to be overwhelming. Can you move forward? Do you know the right way? Are you doing the right thing? And if you slow down and you take this chariot energy to be, I have the best equipment, I have exactly what I need, my arsenal is within me, it's within your soul, it's within yourself. And then the doubts and the fears and the sense of, oh my gosh, can I move forward? It changes. Everything starts to shift, and you see yourself moving towards what you truly desire and where you want to be. As you do so, you have the King of Cups coming in here, And this is a sense of being really connected with your heart. Now, it can also be a strong sense of this Chariot energy, this Cancer energy really coming forward and saying, okay, I need you to pay attention to me. So it might be that you have a Cancer in your life that needs you to pay attention to them, and they are acting out, and it can just be a wild and crazy time. Or somebody who is being very emotional acting out because they want your attention. If you don't give it to them and you say, okay, things have to be orderly and neat, that's not what they're ready for, and that's not what they need from you. So just be mindful of this during this time, that there is going to be something very emotional that happens within your relationships, within what you really value and what you desire, that can have you rethinking a situation. It can be at work. It's most likely to be at home, all right, or with a friend or somebody, or it can be within yourself where you have this bit of a crisis where, you think you're communicating clearly with people, and people think that they're communicating clearly with you, but there's a sense of nobody listening. Okay, and listening is going to be absolutely imperative to you during this time. You need to listen. You need to understand what you want, and you need to listen to you, Taurus, because Spirit is saying here, you can hear everybody else. And what you're going to do is you're going to want to try and fix it. You're going to want to sit there and say, okay, I got this. I understand it. I can help this move forward. I can help me move forward. But Spirit is really saying here, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. And as you listen to your heart, you're going to realize, and it's a really hard thing to realize, that you can't help everybody and you can't change everything. So as you listen to your heart, your soul, and yourself, you will find yourself empowered. You will find yourself moving forward. You will find yourself graced. And as you embrace that grace, you move towards the Ten of Cups, which is happiness, joy, contentment, serenity coming in. And it's like, and they live happily ever after. You're going to find that this Mercury retrograde really makes you focus on communication, especially, again, within your relationships. I can't stress this enough. And as you focus on your communication within your relationships, things come up, secrets arise. Nothing bad. I don't see anything bad really coming up, but I see things coming out of the dark and things becoming more clear. But they become clear after this Mercury retrograde. So from March 10th onward, you start to sit there and you're able to you're able to put together the puzzle. You're able to look at things and be like, oh, wow, that's what they meant, or that's what they were saying, or, that's where I need to go. That's what I need to do. It becomes a lot more clear to you. And as it becomes more clear, you become very empowered. So during this time, you're kind of like collecting the pieces of a puzzle. You're looking at things. You're looking at your relationships. You're looking at the way that you want to move forward. And you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, I understand it more. I understand it more. And as you understand it more, you're able to move forward in justice, of passion, of creativity, and everything starts to change. Everything starts to move forward. And for your passion and your creativity, this is the earthly plane. This is the fire. And for you as an earth sign, think of the fire as the sun. Okay, so the sun comes in, well, not comes in, but the sun is in the sky. It warms the earth. It makes the earth hospitable. And also at the core of the earth, there's a fire burning. And this is your passion. This is that fire warming the earth, keeping the earth going. And also we need forest fires to be able to cleanse the debris, not to be out of control. So it's going to be this is going to be a time of balancing passion, okay? Because you need the correct temperature to warm the earth. If it gets too hot, that's not good. The sun, if it gets too big, if it gets too hot, that's not good. It starts eating planets. So here, we don't want this to be a planet eater time. We want this to be a time of enjoyment because it is leading you towards a paradise, towards a beauty. But it's also having you look at the way that you communicate with others and having you look at the way that you communicate with yourself and saying, okay, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is where I need to be. This is my passion. This is my purpose. And how do I incorporate that? And how do I move forward during this time? Remember, during this time, this is a poor time to, to have those really deep conversations. You're going to kind of want to, Taurus, is really what I'm seeing here, is you're going to want to have this deep conversation. You're going to want to, have this big change happen. And even with like changing jobs or hiring somebody or, closing on anything, this is going to be a very poor time for which to do so. Really use this time, and this is what this time is, as a growing period, as a period of really looking at communication and looking at what you desire from life and being able to convey it more clearly, because this is the time when divinity says, okay, you need to watch your words. You need to look at what you're saying. There's no kind of flying by the seat of the pants during this time. It's the time of taking things very seriously, because as you do so, you see that there's such a power to words, to communication. It's spirit tapping us on the shoulder and saying, this matters. This matters even though we take it for granted. So your subconscious message, Taurus, is the Sun card. It's happiness, it's joy, it's prosperity. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. I do see this as, being the end of the retrograde, but I also see this as subconsciously being what drives you forward. Happiness, joy, a connection with children and laughter and childhood, and really what you want from life, and looking at what you desire and saying, this is where I want to stand, and I'm going to have to work hard to get there, but I'm willing, able, and more than capable of putting in the long hours, the hard time, to be able to get to where I want to be, to be able to get through this retrograde and move forward towards the blessings that I want within my life, towards the joys, towards the happiness, towards the new dawn. The subconscious, chakra message is clarity. Things are becoming a lot more clear. Healing and cleansing your third eye chakra is going to be highly beneficial for you, because you're seeing what is unseen. So it can be a bit confusing, yes, but as you have clarity come in, as you have your third eye open, things become so much more clear. You sit there and you're like, oh wow, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I have to wait there. And you start to see that your communication with spirit, with your angels, is so much more profound and so much more beautiful. And as you embrace this, your subconscious message is from the spirit guide animal cards, is the bobcat spirit, which says life is a mystery. It's seeing that you don't need to have all the answers. And sometimes having the answers to things with people, I'm just seeing that sometimes it can be really frustrating. With some people, sometimes when you've worked really hard for somebody, or you've done a lot, okay, and the person turns around and says, you've done nothing for me, and you're like, what the heck are you talking about? I sacrificed everything for you. I worked so hard for you. What are you talking about? So you might find here that having those deeper conversations with people during this time, especially because they're going to be seeing things very differently than you, and not really having an easy time of being able to create it or to communicate it. You can see it at work, at home, friends. There's going to be a myriad of different ways. And so having a bit of mystery during this time is actually going to be really beneficial, because if you know the whole truth of something, okay, it's really going to tick you off. It can be that, colleague that sits there and says, you never help me out. And you're like, what the heck? I help you out all the time. I carry you so much. What are you talking about? This is going to be very passionate. I can feel the passion growing inside of me with this. So know that some things just need to be a mystery. And it's going to be better for you to say, you know what? I don't need to know. I need to do my thing. I need to do my job. I need to keep on moving forward in my life to get to where I want to be. And, home, school, work, let things be a mystery. It'll be okay. And your botanical spirit guide message is stabilize. All right? You're stabilizing the situation. You're moving yourself forward. You're seeing what it is that you want. And as you do so, you find yourself more empowered, more, secure as you move towards your goals. All right, Taurus, I hope this reading has resonated with you. And I hope this retrograde is a rather, goes by rather smoothly for you, because it does look like you are able to handle all the challenges that come your way. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness, and may harmony always be with you. Bye.